TV. Enjoyment.
So Mami mo bibi akwa bashronko enfambra Gents Closet so with Thick TV another episode and then I asked our many counselor Jenny Boating ye de ebesum mpacho share video we ma woni ebi no so share mo bi onim say Gents Closet de we aseme futuo nyina no aha na wo pa wo benya ewo amanfo awari asema na ma oba ne be ma bi tu amentem ho ase bi ewo mu no eno na nde wo mo de aba besom ye ya chese ye ba be pensem mu na yape solution ede ama wo bi mepacho especially loyal fans of Gents Closet make sure say we share video when so now the wajen so have a comment section asen so ede ama me Kumasi online media school so na nde o ma so masia me de Gents Closet e ba be so mo counselor Jenny Boating so aba be come inside e wo hanum say ya e na sema e ban mun say counselor de e ba ni nsem say no bon homoden ade futupa emanipa no de na asem aba bedan ye na sene ye no no so ndani de kan bi a wo share Gents Closet ampache edwuma de ya hyehye se ye de ba beboa wona wari o haw ne amane bi wo ma na mo oba ne be ma bi tu amente me ho ase bi e wo mu no e wo mu do ma asem ne bedan ye da so mo be voice ana so mo be type type de bedan ye na ya so ma gibre no me read asem no na ya pe solution e dia mom. It's one of the most interesting programs and then one of the educative programs into the by chance now what chance to this video I'm so entwemu nko it sounds even na asem kwa na ya so me saka wa hano the moment I got the story I started laughing but me ojiri seconds later Jenny Boating so beboa na yetimi a solution me go straight na my kind of story for today. Hello Nana, I want to share one of the tragic stories in my life. I had a beautiful friend I had known for years. We talk most times and grew feelings for her, but when I proposed, she turned me down. We didn't stop talking until one day she called to tell me she was in my neighborhood for a wedding. I jovially said, then why don't you come around for dinner after the wedding? She took me seriously and asked what I had in my house. I asked if she was coming and she asked me to send her the location. She came at around 9 p.m. I took her to a nearby restaurant and we ate and drank to fill our stomach. At around 11 p.m., she told me she had to go. Again, I asked, at this time, I have a big place. You can sleep over and leave tomorrow. After all, tomorrow is Sunday and you won't have to go to work. A few minutes later, we were at my place. She was a little bit tipsy and I knew tipsiness makes a way where there seems to be no way. So once we settled, we started. I started exploring possibilities. She got a message and acted along. Everything was going on well until he dipped the sand into my boxes. She quickly removed her hand and smiled. She said, let me sleep. We will continue in the morning. I begged. I had made promises. I chipped the price of the moon for her just we could continue. She didn't allow me. Early in the morning when I woke up, she was already dressed up and about to go. But what happened to the promise? She only smiled and told me next time. When she walked out of the door, that was it. She didn't answer my calls and my text messages. The next thing I saw on her WhatsApp status was, it's always the people with tiny phrases who rushed into longer conversations. It didn't sound like my shade until it all started coming back to me. Everything was going well until she touched my phrase, right? That's my shade for sure. I called with another line and she picked up. I said, why are you avoiding me? Did I do anything wrong? No, you didn't do anything wrong. So why? I just don't want you prolong things. Let's just forget. Then why did you start only to stop midway? Everything was going well. What happened? What do you have in between your thighs? A comma or a full stop? Please let it grow up. And sorry, we got that far, but that's not for me. So the shade was mine. All my life, I knew I was small, but I didn't know I was a little phrase. She left with my self-confidence. I am finding it difficult to make a move now. Please help me. Hey, man, it terms. Asamo. Ebuzi anasama na ya sawa makenkan edi amamu. Abranti ebi na de nasama ba bedan so ni mababa we bi o maye nnamfofo ache. na de bia nkomodie ni ade na obenya adosho nkubi de ma oba no but opoposi ye no oba no wa accept oba no so obi wona brebom dada ba o menjai so mo kasa na brani abrebia wo mo kasa na dakro na ababa we send ne message so oba na area oba obi wedding na osio and owie wedding na chese wo ba fie me ye aduane no oba bedi bi oso no kwa do kana grosso na oba na gitu ma oba e no ndi omu pie no mu ko didi nti mwie bibia na chese anajo 11 crab no oba na ye so wo kofie na osio mizu be fie sunye pound ane na ma yenko me ho na onda me ho no ma de chimboma na chese nka ukofie na ababa wa ejitu mu na ojitu mu no na omukofie ne eja eman bu ho no man saka krebi Coma no na chese o ma sha ase se o mo ye abi you understand ha no ma sha ase yesa no se just there no na oba no ede ne nsa share ne boxes mo oba ne de ne nsa share be ma ne box mu ana osayi ne nsa oyi ne nsa no na be ma ne bisa ne sade no se oyenda na nyame ya adoma echina mbomne ya yo se opa ne choni ni di nkoma but oba na mananye ade che no pa na ni so tero no na oba na siesie ne ho afrifie aye ready se okọ na obisa ne se ana aden wo se ade che no pa na be ma ne so oba ne se oyenye no another time na oja oba ne send the onko oso ofro oba na oba ne mfade ba oba no koposi ne ma bi ewo ni status say won na se bi wo mu baby eye ketwa no woman na abre ni abre bia ya no omo ho pre omo say omo de bekwa akwashade bi mu o se senior oba ni puti that phrase no ntinu ama na mfele say eyo noa na odi obi fufuro phone efre oba no bisanza adana de awoye ye de madwen ho amenti ase na o se oba ni bisane say na ade na ebo ho no mo no eye Coma and I say a full stop. I say about body bizarre no. And then the man who say, hey, and not just as answer no body culture when his status no. Not just audio, no body catch any so on ye bibi and fan for full stop and home. Na into me and yet think a crown no body dear. Sa full stop way dear and you're no one dear. So name couldn't baby Kiti sabe no oba no ama onya self confidence onya gidie won wanga samukra biom onyi nso obeso move into relationship ono wanga so nim say na ade ni so but no nim that say is so to the extent say just a full stop and na say Coma oba bi e de be on council agent bo aten wa hanum say ya ne no e be twetwe nkomo me say share wa adwen e fa comment section na say e ma WhatsApp number ni 0557036109 ho so betime do agent chen so afa honum e de ama me councilor
anaya
bacho bibi abako de
radio adom ho ye na so
nyame adom me so me ho ye pa
very good
and then so de na ya so me nsa akeni
yeah
full stop ne Coma
it's a powerful message. It's not easy, and but I'm it yes. Enya de kitwa nkrofo ho no mo a una mo anse bi no akoshia it's part of life, and so we need to work on say abrantie any ababa washia. In the first place, we don't encourage premarital sex no kreni enya nika enti membesrao na sebio o bibi kakra nema ewa yonko fa then you want to have something with me, that one is not correct. Ebi ana lady nangasa naturally he didn't on support to ade na omo peso omo ye no onza memra na me no MP kakra what ni we are saying is say pie dia the next thing is we have to go to bed. But those things we have to be very careful. However, say eranumpu ewo yare bi sa brand no yare bi, we haven't tested ourselves to see say we are all clean to move on with these things. Now all of a sudden and maybe a twemu na yan minutes anema we nyina ho no atwamu. This time, if you're a man, if you're a lady, and you want to have your life and continue, na so bobra pa. Sa ni also man boat.
Okay.
We share be my first time. We share ba first time. Don't and be pro who say permanent the last thing that we have to go. We have to think ahead because who are we here? We are very important. And the lady no edwini ko achire say no kreni. I have to be very careful with this man. Not necessarily say the man has
full stop or
coma and stuff. But lady no edwini ko animu say he has to be very careful. Sebio me make any concrete decision be about to say be a me worry one as stuff. I had done funny a chance here. If I go to that level now, unfortunately, me konyin sense so what am I going to do? Now, I will think so much. It is maybe a sebio yatiti wo mu fi no. These are certain things that he will do to you.
Okay.
Obeyo bu say sebio onye papa. Until have to leave you at that point. We share ba to boss and prepare ho because abrabono ewa edoso. What I say. There are so many things that goes into sexual issues, and Bible might tell us on be Maya the spirit can hunt you. It can do a lot of things against you. You give way for the enemy to operate in your life, and therefore, Abrantiano, you shouldn't worry too much. On the sister muscle. Now, unfortunately, no. For sekusia, you may think say why are there, well, achieve certain objectives be in your life, but bonnet can happen after that. You may think say a lot of people are doing it and therefore means so cry means me be an day. But nyame odo no say odi is very good. Yeah. But however, Abraham and say we think say he has a coma or full stop and stuff. These are terms that for use. But sex, the effectiveness of sex, science for my say, and how the size of the penis in it determine the effectiveness of the sex. The effectiveness of the sex goes with how knowledgeable you are about issues like that. Obi was that thing, but he doesn't know much about how we should go about sex. Obi is also there work form, but still, he what? The person can make it up. Scientists might just say, at least, Bema. The
size of the
the size of a vagina can occupy at least 3.5 inches of a man's worth something. Enti nyame so bo wi ase no wa mo bi ade anye ketwa pa say you can exercise yourself with it. What they say. But if as a lady you begin to say all these things are also my adwan from now. My adwan from now. O keke kasa na also so near can say maybe you may also have suban be and shedanye papa and as I'm saying, you know, the size of a man's a manhood is not, doesn't determine the effectiveness of sex, how a woman can feel or he will not feel, because basically over sex the woman shouldn't feel the taste of a vagina, but the man. And the man also doesn't feel the taste of her own, and vice versa. Sanity, and if he's complaining on one case, but Beman should be very careful. He shouldn't worry himself too much. This lady. This is what this lady is thinking, but other ladies are not thinking like that. Yeah.
But counselor, on say, ne society na ya find yourself no. You who say bema sebi ne bema mu odru na sonwa. That is what determines so nipa we dey send your sonwa ne dey obetumi apem yie.
But say a lack of knowledge. A lack of knowledge that my people perish. And I make I say the size of a penis doesn't determine the effectiveness of sex. Is how knowledgeable you are in doing the.
But
it do happens.
Really?
Na say you no nature nipa na we ye no. Una we exercise ade no. Una we ode ye adwuma. But if you don't know how to do it when we come to sexology, we have a situation whereby for a man to put his penis in the vagina of a woman is not difficult, but how to make a woman feel a woman and a sex and okay, and they say will be able to me naturally. Basically, when you come to deep into sex, a man bebree they don't feel sex. A member be Jane say, so far as I may know about I sign Sebi when you say when I had sex with the lady, it was all okay. But ebi our rienti and not what I say. And over in society, says Oba a kasa bebree fast sex na ye can be ye put into a different corner.
But sex is important too.
It's very important. There be another wherever you see human beings is the result of sex. The plenty over 8 billion people in this earth happen because of sex. Okay, but oko cancer. Yem fan say osofo Sunday bi abegina sorry them.
No preaching about sex.
Today's topic is sex.
But oh
so for you know back but you know 2 you know 3 lumba ne kan o sesenka e fe ne say nyankopon ye tuo bi bo wan nka bo hu anajo beti 2 etuto mantem. A lot of people have it, but don't come as a man. I say me was sexual, however, and your baby are and will pay big something. Okay, but to be on more, it's an American is how you drive the woman. It start from somewhere and end at somewhere. We have about 5 stages it go through sex. Okay, the romance stage, the foreplay stage, and that time no. Is the most important thing. If you're able to drive the woman in a nice way, yeah, you can have it. You can have it. You can end up in a nice mood. So the size of a penis is the abranti is man how I ran on so papa and or James and information we never free baby no and now no so I'm one say if a man doesn't have a big penis, it means it can't be effective in sex. No, that one is not correct. It's not scientific.
Oh, but counselor, I had a chance to speak to one married woman, and then unfortunately, she said after marriage they never had sex before they married. But worry anymore, no realizes the husband's dick size would be like and aside it's being to handle, the guy doesn't even know how to perform well in bed. Ama I say enija onya e be man a very hard work when sika ni ade, but about almost sex life na e very poor. Ama ne ho pray ne kra say onjai aware, and what hurt her most was who say the husband is cheating. E won so I say wow mu ya de size ye me se wona me consider so you are cheating with someone. She felt very disrespected. Say you want the whole world to know. Say Obama size eketwa.
No, when I walk in this, but obi means this. Maybe you spoiled yourself before you married your man. So yes, I didn't understand how worry a man with that dear, and you may think like that because you also different kind of. A friend say a man's manhood, and I buy an who say we sir. Then you see sir, but why you be the nabe share who could have done sir. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
God is so wise. Say, don't go and test and see before you come, so that you'll be your name with your offer. Would I was say because of that in the one that you don't push, you don't act, you don't do anything because psychologically what you say bear man doesn't perform. But quite one thing will be so activate. One make us say that was all that way now that way near. Say sana beba
sense so de
jinamumi no so o pese bra no nko na ye na activity most women some man be brasa na omodwen ohun sa enti okoba bi nso a nipa no de we obesi aye no no ema on so feel na isade na odwen say ono age atum say so but still he can satisfy himself and stuff so wadwena wa ye no emwa so you have to bring back the boy ukru no. Most Christian women have that problem. When it comes to sex, they don't want to initiate. They just want the man to come all the time. My man should be brave. So about 1, 2, 3. Now on so I relax. It seems as on pay. and that is not also the case. Enti abran on kana come antene yam lady no nya no and I said you Gents open but we nya ba bia obetumi aboa no enti open baby obi ho no we ready to receive him in a very special way. So because the size of a man's penis doesn't it's not scientific. Yeah, it depends on the woman now who she no and amana kobasa. Yeah.
Okay, so counselor, if anyone watching this program finds him or herself in a situation where the partner's penis is very small, why men obetimi afa so activating good sex in bed?
We don't sex alone with penis. So. Sex goes with the whole body, the whole system. We been a kind say you intaf the nim and once near through those things doesn't help effective sex. Even the environment and more sex no problem it determine how effective the color of the room determine the light in the room, the surroundings and panama that's on no ewo influence ewo sex na so ati obi mpa okowura dan mu a enime gusuo no jisu opiem bi gufa na omo adafa onza ohwe dan mu a mu propra ya bi a wose this is but yenimu ni ema okra wani nyise ubeye den you just attempt to have sex over there. What I say, we need to learn and get all these things and a bit to me about effective sex there and who here play a major role in human bonding and also in relationship. Nyamisha that year specifically for married couples. And near what you say we nya dia and ye we start from the American the environment, you know. You should be able to apply the 5 major senses, you know, sex. Number 1, your sight is very important. There's a case where you see men are turned on by sight, either women or man. We are turned on by sight. It is the total figure ni jina hono. What's all the ultimate dinini? You have to make it very neat. So that many bosswa me come be den ebedo what you say a sex any akono and echo. Then the next point after so obuha obafia onware when my boxer shorts any na okay last bi na ye kan was be session no na hyanu obabi ho was say to mama amehye draw session no na hye no asie nyina tutu wanguza if ekobasa e ma de no nya de enya nika ahume say lazy dan no nyina ete was say ni timi onye nti hu ye I counsel a certain lady and you do baby personal hygiene oya djuma kese pa o se me bi ntimi miari tu so for na me say ni aware anya ma aware de ni tu na adware tu na ekọ ukotra adwuma mu koye yi ne fifire tu ye obafi a o se me trend tv ani mam de na mada afa na wo ba be ware nti learn how to bath twice a day. At least untim ye untim miare me ensan mienu die also to me dey udware what I say the senses and you have to make it be very attractive o sight nku an besra ubu on nku na osra no ehwam but the partner is allergic to it pada o use spray o use o you allergic to it ni partner na ben no na ne hwini nyina esisi waka cho sister bra unku yi ehwam but I'm allergic to it. Was me sana no na mepe. And one pa o jari we have about powder. Oh my, he will not come close to you. It is a big complaint is that tenacity. There also another sense like touch. Sight and American wants me to add more to it, and Panama better so bear sheet. Normally, sex with the bear sheet a brighter colors. All the same password, and my brighter demo will be there with them. And when you fee penty kura pentibi, almost about a quarter of year, a bear 10 years in them when you down when it doesn't encourage sex. Yet the crossbar side, and near me sense so no. Near me sense down doesn't make the thing what very attractive. Almost until we advise say all of us should be very, very coming together and help making sex very, very. Empana would that one. They say a ma problem. Say so on no empana me that one say on chema. On chema say me say bi ana obi na machi on we say when we be o ha dabi because a program was sunya baby na ma me bi say me dem any baba e be impana to form. O say you to form ne that one ne to aso. Anya sa no won't made this then also apart from sight no then also hearing then ye can was to me a sense of hearing at least a nyum kakra atmosphere na wo ho no it should be conducive to what to touch. Okay, then also we come to sense of touch. Emra sabi o ye twempra no o oba ofie no oja okode nsa to sisi no don sa to ko ba ye ware wi a sa ne ma nyina off so pege wa fro ho o kisi o yese kra ne no ase namu yo sa ne ne ekro no your uncrophobia from sadist they express love through pain. It was wa anya de wa nso no mu obebo obesi mu tim na won so ati wasi ne mu bi ne nyina ye ko. They express love through pain from sadism. Omo de no to obe ha odan anwumro be hu so mo twa dan no hia kididi adan ayensem bibiri ti afi wa nyesa ono ne hu nsane no omuza. So touch is also one of them. Ntafre kakra ne hwena no na no omuza. And so many places you do it and to be fed. No one see the buyer team. So foreplay say it is better to stand to have foreplay than to be on the bed. You stand on the foreplay, you get everything, you get the backs of the lady, you get the mouth, you get everything to handle, and it will help you. My bemans who jina so check. But when it happens to say, "Okoda, ya you want to enter." Samunya kodampa no so na must start. You don't get most of the part of the lady to handle and the man too. Obi we frusi we so ne ekoyanim onsa. But we there it be one way or the one way kwa basa emfa then also scent. Make senses. Scent maka ho asem very important. Also to make sure so special scent bi wo ho a you have to get it away. Yeah. Enye nwan so do hwene na nam ho na akofa baby na association. Na bibia ko what you say ye bibia na free ho no. So all these things you have to work on it. Anyesa awafo betena fie so ubo be 1 month 2 months kra na especially a man so who's a men are 10 on by side. Torabia obabi nyame adom ya ware wa wo miensa your system is only bibia to control it and one say enema eja gumu saa on say oso na ye kese o fom no aye ketwa ma kono no ba fom. Yeah. Some men are forcing to laugh to have sex with their partners who we have to do it because only option bia onza itibasa omuso ye ni biara. You get me? Some kasi yenyina ho when you are having foreplay you have to stand. Very important. Onza to stand and Emma you get a lot of things to do so many kind of things with your lady. The nipple, the distance, to handle it with well. You like so many part of the body. Onza but a free aye kese mummy no yesa mudi boma na mummy no dey happen also when we kwara chi where are you going to stand ujira na chi kra hu ba bia wo so are you getting me eti at least so bad there also timenya bibi kakra sa omuza but unya ba bia anso min nyina wo ya ya mema. You getting me? So it's very necessary to have these things. What you when say ehun hia but ehun hia nyame ye ma nipa ena tora bia Your friend will be sex bag. Sex bag. When you're about to have sex, there is a small bag every couple should have, so that you place all your sex materials in it. You know, sex are done with materials. For instance, T-roll, face towel, contraceptives, and some scents are what they clean kakra. We are because we use contraceptive. All of them are kept in. Obabu honma onto me na non kasemi kunu sebio mpese me no yibibi. But anajo ophilia o dress bibi awia dress mpani bi ana the sex bag na so. Be man ni boss un say sa bag good e mfansi akwa. It will show something. Are you getting me? Yeah. It's very important. Yeah. Very, very, very nice. After that, why you was sex? We have was sorry. So when you have the sex bag at a nice place, you just pick it, whatever is in it, and you use it, and you do a lot of things with it. Yeah.
Counselor, being a marriage counselor and a pastor, that's why today I want to ask you this question. I've had a lot of people say, licking. A man licking a lady's vagina is very bad. How sure is that?
Is vagina bad?
No.
If no, then that's my answer.
Okay, so there is nothing wrong with a man.
I'm saying, is vagina bad?
Counselor, I'm asking this question because you are a counselor and a pastor.
Is it bad?
The vagina is not bad.
It's not bad. So
licking is not bad.
So if somebody likes licking, is there anything wrong? It's subjective to individuals. Okay, if somebody feels he doesn't feel comfortable with it, leave it for the person.
A pastor saying when you lick a lady's vagina and then you pray, God doesn't answer.
When you okay, yes, I'm a quite I know you better. No combat don't watch home. What they way a day. Over heaven, yes, I know your bonnie. Well, lose papa. When we are born, what is higher? What is happening here? A crowd about so where you want and on a problem. But say you whatever you have, the only thing Bible talks against is having some sex with a person from the back. Yeah. That one,
doggy.
Yeah, no, not doggy. From the anus.
Oh yeah.
That one Bible But any other thing. Say, Manu amede be bompaye, and amede ebe so be memu, mensa amede kenkan Bible. We umnya yinsimu. They are all ungodly fallacies. Grofo ni Bible mu. What I say? It could be existential theory. According to that, and you be who never Bible and can want them.
Okay.
Don't use your own spirituality to work against those things. It's all help against the fine. But don't preach against these things because when I make us say, "When you may be we know you be ya, money be ya, nyame enyana semsa." When we dana nyame asoma injis abijira no more watch. We need that time. Crofo aye bo mo da hospital a sabio what's your so my yare mo mutim better say emu munyan kwabo ma nipa we know ye sex no. The only thing that conscience will tell you say is wrong is getting it from the back. What I say from the anus. That is that. And is what the problem is saying. Say people think we have sex alone with what? With penis and vagina. No. You have to, the whole body is involved. Sex is the act of exercising your body to the pleasure with your partner. Okay? Yeah. Until we use the naye, the ensaye, the trinye, the anu, the hene, the saint bibia. What do you say? Okon will be a case here. You would deep kiss and shallow kiss. As all Ukatem too. I'm a travel, Bonnie, dear Bonnie. Sex is a very beautiful encounter where couples have. Nyamisha da ye demand awofo. It will touch on where ni bi na otra ho mara uja ho wo agya ho kwa. Obi timi ka na me wanye me se amanye se ube wu agya ho. Ahwa de wepno. It reduces pressure.
Yeah.
What I say, it will have benefit bebre. It would the year na but 2 years no why pay. That's why they. What how say? What audience why you be man and now you ba wo So sex is very beautiful encounter that God has given. It's a gift. Anya me yema awarefo. Yeah.
Sex is a beautiful encounter nyankopon edema wifo nti and the wo tie counselor nimbo atia. Oso won omo cheche na oba olebe ma oleke oba baby ni ade nyina ye bone na abompa ya nyankopon nti empacho counselor se no kura bi enim. Only wo husband and now no wife have sex and there is no way nyankopon be small bofo bi say ombe gina honom no hwe sex position amoma. There is no way that thing happen. So as a human being you should explore by sex. Sex is very good. It releases pressure, it releases stress. Uko edwuma kra now dey ye basa obafia wo cho wife to honom now dey again gam no ohun. At the end of the day no na say baby ade channel panel sorry sa ne dia enwuma wo yiri betu kra san no dia pra ne nya asem keto ba che fianse na wa join ye ya enne e brante bi na de na asma ba be dan ye ne oba bi okohia na oni wenim for so many years on the onim so o mepie didi awia bedru fie nko oba bete ba akobi e de ate no hol so a oba de ne nsa kohye ni baby a na oba na dane nechi ekowie echi a oba ne say full stop ne Coma wo wase ne de enya de betumi aye bibia. But counselor Chem say the size of a penis doesn't really determine how good the guy is in bed. Obi ho no say bi ne be ma no mu oduru eso wa e baitre but ontumi mu adwuma bia de ne sisei but ukohio obi na se ne de no kra no so a onim right spot a obeheti e be ma wo ba no obe kama won anytime someone subscribe to the channel na mun share video no say ndɛ no wani age sa so na men so ameti ha no mi say men so mani age counselor
mama
yet waso no yes sisi ano I say the self confidence we lose self confidence because of in the full stop in the Coma okoti ye this is onye den
oh baby ya can you do near this as a video I was in a confidence cost because now I'm say lady no doesn't want him on panel and all this idea ni jinaso because lady no so knowledgeable it's not as we have already said and yet the size of a penis in determine the effectiveness of sex in a relationship. No it's how best the guy can drive you to the apex. Man on kana kuma ntone yam ejudin emma the confidence and form be say because of this no he's still a man say you enwuye ewudia e na ma confidence e form because a strong guy it me peja e bibia it me sorry nko dia it's God intention. God doesn't hate him mano anything you can't use it to do anything but one thing a mema eye ketwa eye wo ye kese a eya na enye se isawo but wo ye kese a
ekom
o ties no eye kese a some of the fat ni bi eje occupy space no it be man to me when you be on the woman you can't perform as it is in you here obeka say ayeketwa but enya ketwa but depends on the size of your destiny no what ties no and na wo ayekesi nti wo hwe a ema eno nso so eluku small younger small sanity but naturally enya ketwa ebia na be ma no muodu kakra se muodu a sana etu etie momo ye ntiantia nketenkete ne because ne ties na enso so nti you can see it out. It just come out the penis come out ema who say na size netie but omo esono de part of their ties no absorb the content of we be but still that's so do hu abadwensa because iswa but in sasa yeah that is one of the destiny you can only perform but be man mu edu only say so that and the company encourage say be ma be kesi be pray e basa emwa until only say we exercise kakra so that you reduce certain things that you can get up over fuye kesia the same thing because you can there's a lot of things that sex has with what because fat was system no more and I want to me and perform effectively so we advise the guy to relax and move on in life on fan home rade non smell rade non mobra papa ubenya yede papa yede he shouldn't just mess himself up yeah.
Hana krawa hebia na me de Hana be mana. Ebuzia counselor Jenny Boaten ye na yete ne nka no na me nso me free one na me de ma mu nyina ne say me de ne misua ye na me hu am no a bad girl misua ye oh the counselor here there are certain things we on my obesua Dennis so show me nim na me pesa be ba chow before the sex happens, even if your manhood is very small, send na counselor church foreplay ni ade no on say ma omutumi release multiple times. So if you really want to know how best how better me satisfy or woman in bed without even using your prick and also without using your dick now, at least say na counselor car foreplay no better ma foreplay na ye more say foreplay na ye more like in kakra finger kakra sack and kakra o masa de no ye more the moment I would be shame no kra no na we release so many times into no pem na kakra bi kra na e more no ankasa okay about sex, especially for the married people. Let's learn more about sex, and I think say a bit to me aboy and ye pa counselor.
Okay, baby. Say fingering. And a problem kaka scientifically no much say bone ewonsem. And now inside the vagina no it is a womb.
Okay.
Where very delicate. So the any heart in be akwa betumi cut bit biaba. Cut by inside one new wounds adding. Yeah, and now we don't encourage silver finger.
Oh, but can't so both on man fingernails near dear no very short, very clean. Oh, and yes, if you're the Rayman Cassava at least I know
oh yeah, that one is possible.
Okay.
But yes, one you're careful. Send your system, your mere secret in one you are inside. Yeah, there is only you have to play with the clitoris. That one is but don't enter too much. For the clitoris is very because ladies have two major orgasm. We have vaginal orgasm and clitoral orgasm. Yeah. So by doing that, even omo mienu miensa no so always apply vaginal orgasm and shed them fabric just so you go with clitoral orgasm. To me abua that's a better church in me no guys
I put on find out as I bet to give it to me on
sex is very powerful in relationship and if you are not married please don't entertain those things in your life because it's associated with so far as the person you are going out with you don't have enough knowledge about the person a biological makeup on it you best say unyabotre e ma wo no say ufitin ya na no ba ekohia because he may ana ne be ma ekohia he may have or she may have other health problems bia you might not know and now when you ready say be cry obey you may have say obewo na akofasa ne ma wo nyina ba nti so many it's complicated when you have premarital so but more already it's very beautiful say because sex is also what one of this is a marital altar whereby it connects the partners together. Any moment married couples go to have sex, it reminds them say the covenant they did should continue. Ahun man atwa we share beboa mo ma ware ntumi yeden ekoso enti sex is effective, sex is nice, is better, and those other side dear that you can asem you don't send spirituality into what into sex having sex as of bebre kum mo yerenom na manoa when say when the man is if you're having sex when the woman hold the penis and use it and direct it into the vagina more effective than allowing the man to do it because you know the whole it when you the more you do the heat in the canwa it just say well you're more powerful what I say me nsa me de kan bible no ana me nsa unim nia wo keka unim nia keka ewi ase nyam edewu unya nia pen pa enika o enika atiase unya ba be ma wo kondon wani gi no ho system o ya de a wani gi you be your friends and you are doing enti eboa enti ese aware for say omonkoso enyo ba fa nyansa nso ye den eto ho because awo eka ho Nyankopon wodi bibita wonye kwase a ompese ubi nsem hunu attached to that and away your friend say single so if you want to do it sa na nyame de bibita ho we are resource no be den e be pie to be very careful. And but the size of a penis, the size of vagina doesn't determine the effectiveness of sex. Yeah, we be maybe crown pokra kasa say oba so say be na seson and stuff. Ja is ansem hunu no atiase. God has made it in such a way say if you live with a person, those that two organs they have a way to accommodate each other and you move forward. But I said no kwa ade chen kwa and china many way assume many way dia you ankasa when you're consistent with something vagina nankasa that onimnia on the untune itself to there be you determines as we and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, counselor, me da see you pass and neso me to me safari. Obeka mo ya solution. Ye na yesua de den square wo ka sex bag say me hu na chese oboni ti kokoko na chese onu so esua but then is mesero it is for married people unya nware ye nti no mesero you hu efri mo ebusia hasan ande LNG Closet na ya so me ne counselor je ni boaten ye de be somo no ye de be sie na ya kire ne ma bebre me pacho share video we ma wonu bi for Gents for comment section na say emame na subscribe to the channel emame why me pamocho munye we pen fa mame na mo meka loyal fans of LNG Closet because LNG Closet there yes amanfo fi ohwende bia ukotue sika bi kra wo counseling section bia nka sika wo koye nka sika bi kra nka wo betua no ba we ye de ache mu free obi anje mu bibia de ye hwehwe wo mo hwa ne say mo nso mo be subscribe de amai na ma share video we wo hu na mo invite amanfo foforo to the channel de ye pay free mo honoma eno no me share mo monye we emfama me Kumasi online media school so ene so masi ande me de LNG Closet ebe so mo media school me bie wa santemante mo mo de mo fra eni mpenifo efa entity ye mu tu obi wo fie obema oba maame abofra we wie so nko school do epeni nko pastor or counselor or wan doctor na se nani jensam twedwuma ho nenije camera handling ni editing ni ade ho amepacho me kanfo Kumasi online media school ede amount enede omo courses a woye ni be graphic design, TV and radio presentation, TV and radio production, video editing, newscasting, camera handling, journalism, drone shots, social media, any de keka ho nyina nti no ba no aba be file forms ne bonye de just 100 Ghana cedis ye de ne 3 months intensive practicals nti be file forms a wo hu se courses ne gusu bebre nti course a wo wani je ho de wo wani je ho a pese wusu nti wani je ho se obesua camera handling nko amepacho ye do fe no quantity ye mu for 3 months wani je camera handling, TV and radio presentation to say the meti he ya mi ye ye do be fe no so ntiti ye mu for the same 3 months and yes say bi ababa camera handling 3 months we about wait 3 months pacho there be the number of courses now we wani je ho no ni nyina ye 3 months 3 months practicals and ye do funny new uwie so baby abaya attachment no internship no yankase ye bepe baby e di amount no wakwa akoye umpewe na peden first company 4050623377 and I said 0557036109 numbers no so e WhatsApp into send ye message ye bejibre na ye no wo atwetwe enkomo menso ande metena dwemu e di dwumedie e be som we di amete so ane na ya se wakopie mu MCR na chese Dennis and it's now honom edemame makramo da sende be sanso edi ehia
Tick TV. Enjoyment.
So